The Champions League revenue has been kind to Celtic, but that's not the only financial boost they're going to be receiving because the ticket prices for next season are going up. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Celtic at the moment, they're rolling in the money. It's money, money, money for the green side of Glasgow. It just got revealed a couple of days ago that they made more than double Rangers for their season's performance in Europe this year. And now they're going to be making way more money than anybody else in the Scottish Premiership. Dare I say, they might be making more money than all the other teams combined because they are putting their ticket prices up for next season. And it just seems to be a good time for Celtic in terms of financial.
Aye, financially, on the pitch, you name it. But last year, right, this current season right here, right now, 24-25, 579. All right, we all know what's going on in the world. Inflation. You've probably went to the...
That's pounds, by the way, in case anybody wanted to try and pay it in euros.
Yeah, we're not...
Celtic is a Scottish club, not an Irish one, so it's just,
you have to. It's Great
like
British pounds.
Great British pounds.
Glad you pointed that out there.
The B stands for British, in case anybody wasn't aware.
Yep. So yeah, it was £579 this season, and it's going up a whopping £29. What do you make of that to 608?
Yeah, it's a bit of a jump into it. I mean, why? What's the reason? You mentioned inflation. I mean, listen, if Celtic...
Could it be going for 5 in a row?
Well, look, 5 in a row is part of it. Also coming off a successful season. Best season in Europe for a long time. Won another Scottish League Cup. Going to win the Premiership. Good chance of winning the Scottish Cup. It could be another treble. And, I mean, honestly, I know we've seen a lot of fans complain about this, Celtic fans, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But, I mean, if your team is signing players, if your team is breaking the transfer rate, and listen, we don't necessarily think they've done a good job in terms of who they've spent the money on. But you can't knock Celtic, and you cannot deny that, in the transfer window in the summer last season, or at the beginning of this season, they did spend money. I think they made their highest and second highest transfer signing in the same window, and they spent another £6 million on Austin Trusty. So look, they did invest, and if they're getting the results, if they're bringing in good players, if they're getting good football, and if they're spending money in the transfer market, then I think it's only fair that they put up the prices of the season tickets. So, you know what? I'm actually going to defend Celtic here. I don't think it's that big of a jump. £29. If Celtic have a good transfer window in the summer and they add a couple more good players, then how could anybody object? How could anybody objectify the paying this? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, people will greet.
No, I could understand, if they were selling players and they weren't spending any money and you thought, oh crap, look, we're going to get caught by Rangers here, and they had another stinker in Europe. But I think off of the back of the season that Celtic's had, when you factor in likelihood another treble, they had their best season in Europe for a long time, and they just spent, 11 on Arnie Engels, 9.5 on Ida. I mean, I don't see why Celtic fans would begrudge paying this, especially if what we've seen in the summer transfer window at the beginning of the season is how Celtic are going to go going forward.
People are going to cry, though, and say...
And Kieran Tierney's coming back as well.
True, but people are going to turn around and say, well, they've got all that money in the bank. It's not like they're spending that money on a day in Engels through our money at games. It's through other means as well, what they've had in the bank. So what do you say to those people?
Repeat that?
Repeat that, right? Celtic are going to argue
Dumb it down for me.
Dumb it down, brother. Right, well, Celtic are going to argue that they've not spent the money just because supporters have paid, the 24-25 season ticket money. They're going to say, well, we've spent that money off the back of what the team's done by getting into the Champions League and doing this and doing that. So, to the fans that are greeting, fuck you, here's £29 increase.
But this is all a factor.
No, I know it's all a factor.
Celtic have money in the bank partially because of their season ticket money.
Yes, right.
I'm
not denying that.
Right.
But Celtic aren't increasing £29 on this due to the fact that they signed the day in Engels.
No, but I mean, if they increase it by £29, then maybe that'll mean they'll spend a bit more in the upcoming transfer
Well,
window.
it could mean that, but I think it's just a simple case of inflation. Honestly, you look across the board, every team's ticket's going up. But obviously, when you go further up the pyramid, you get to the top of that.
See in January, I reckon if Celtic polled every fan and said, here, we want to put your... Are you happy to pay an extra £29 if we sign Kieran Tierney? I think for that alone, everyone would have happily went, yeah, I'll pay an extra £29 if it means we get Kieran Tierney.
Maybe that's what they did. But problem is, though, folks...
It sounds like you don't think it's justified. Have you got a problem with this? Are you... Not that you plan on buying a Celtic season ticket anytime soon, but although some of your commenters on Big Stevie Cool would maybe argue that might be your destination next year.
God forbid someone wouldn't mind Steven Gerrard coming back to the club.
Do you think there's an issue here? Because I think £29 is... I don't have a history. I'd need to see like a history of how often they do this, but I'm assuming it's not going to be £29 every single season. When was the last time they increased the ticket book?
I don't know. I mean, I would say it goes up every year. Honestly, that's just the way.
But not at this rate, surely.
No, not at £29 every year. But honestly, Celtic could charge £800 a season ticket. People are still going to pay it.
No, but listen, there's a difference.
And this is the cheapest. Yeah, by the way, listen, there's people paying over 700.
There's a difference between Celtic. I think if Celtic put their ticket price up by £29 this season, I think they're absolutely entitled to do that. I think if Rangers tried to put their ticket price up £29, you'd be like, are you having a fucking laugh off the back of that season? Same with Hearts. I think, but how can you justify wanting to charge more after the dross that you've just, made us watch and made us pay for? Honestly, man, see at the start of the season, I think if you offer this, we're going to break our record breaker signing, we're going to sign some 21-year-old Engels. We're going to have a good run in Europe where we push Bayern Munich really close. We're going to win another treble. And we're going to bring Kieran Tierney back. The catch is we want an extra £29 off you for next season's ticket. I think people would be happily taking that.
No, they would. No, here, if you offered me Rangers you have to pay £100 season ticket.
Put it this way.
And you win the league. I'm fucking... It goes straight my bank. Here, I pay £50 for my Jers. What do I get for that?
Say Rangers fans, right?
Slap in the face.
They already get fleeced enough with my Jers and,
the ACDC range.
£80 bottle of whiskies that maybe only worth £20 in Tesco. Say you say to a Rangers fan here, your ticket price, your season ticket's going to go up £29, but we'll win the treble. And we'll spend money that we don't have, and we'll actually be in the Champions League, and we won't be getting smashed 5-1 off Liverpool every week. Would they not take that? Would they not be like, sure?
No, the way you got the way you got to look at it is right. See the £29 increase. You could easily spend that at one game buying food and drink. So, yeah, I mean, and that's not me saying here, you need to starve yourself on match day one to make it justified. I'm not saying that, but anyway, what about Hearts then? What's the price of your season tickets? Because I don't know what Rangers' price is this year.
Too much.
Although I can pretty much guarantee that it has went up.
I believe Hearts have currently sold 15,500, which is the third highest in Scotland.
What was it?
Well, I don't know what Rangers are currently sold, but I'm going to assume it's more than that.
Well, my Rangers Athletic Bilbao ticket, I think was it £57? £57? That's a European quarter final. I can almost justify that. Now, this actually equates about £40 a game. Now, normally, a Rangers League game, it does depend where you're sitting, folks. So, I mean, it isn't 100%, factual. This and that. It does depend where you're sitting. It usually hovers around like 32 to about £40.
For Rangers?
For a league game, yeah. But now they're saying here that this works out at a season ticket about £40 a game. But obviously with a season ticket, it is supposed to theoretically work out as cheaper than if you bought each game separately.
But the thing is, the season ticket guarantees you a seat. You're not guaranteed to get a ticket if you just individually go.
Yeah, that's true. We can sit and hum and ha about it all day.
And if you give up your season ticket, I mean, at Celtic, it's hard to get them. I'm assuming it's the same at Rangers. You don't really have the option of, here, I'm going to take a pass this year. If you give up your season ticket, you could be looking at years.
Well, what most people would do is buy it and then just sell it on each match day.
See, I think that's shite.
That's
I don't agree with that. Because you have
fucking hundreds, thousands of people do
yeah,
that.
but you could have people on the waiting list.
Fucking millions of people
I
do
don't
that.
think that's right. I don't think that's right. Seat swapping.
Aye, all that shit.
I can understand for a one-off game that you can't make, but if people are buying season tickets with the knowledge in hand that they're going to miss the majority of the games, you could argue some people are buying season tickets to actually make profit.
Well, fuck what, hundreds, aye.
But that's not right. I don't think that's right.
Well, we can argue it's not right.
Well,
or not,
would you think it's right or not? What about somebody that's desperate? What about someone that's on the list desperately wants a ticket so they can go to every home game? And then you've got people that maybe just get the season ticket because they only want to go to the big games, but they'll sell it to.
But by the way, right, see this logic of someone that's desperate to go to every game, you'll fucking get a ticket. There's always a ticket. There's always a ticket floating about, man.
Yeah, but it's not the same as having a season ticket. Having your own seat. Guaranteed that you'll be there.
Well, how about you take a seat, right? Because, I mean, this is... You'll get a ticket.
Nah, buying an individual ticket is like hoping for an invite for a +1 or something, you know? It's like you don't know if you're going to the last minute. You're hoping that you're going to...
I don't know if Celtic have got my jails, but I'm sure they've got something.
Anyway, you said it's...
My boys or something.
You said it's averaging at like £40 a game. I mean, I think that's decent for the big games.
Like, no, I think the average of that is too much. I do.
No, I think £40 for an Old Firm game is fine.
No, but it's more than that. Like it's the Old Firms are always into the 50 odd pounds.
You just said this season ticket averages at £40 a game.
Yes, but I'm talking about individually. An Old Firm game would be more than that. So that's.
Hold on here. Did you not just say that an Old Firm game works out about £32 to £40 a couple of minutes ago?
I said.
You did.
Normal league games, but Old Firm games are different. They're priced differently. Oh, I said Ibrox. I don't have a fucking clue.
Right, so right, Ibrox, right, Rangers.
Yeah.
What is an Old Firm game? How much is it?
But 50 quid. 50 odd quid.
Right, what would a game against St Johnstone be?
You could get a ticket for as cheap as 32. I think 32 is the cheapest.
Do you think those are fair prices?
I'd say so, aye.
For both?
Yeah.
Were you not just saying a minute ago that £40... A minute ago you just said it's too much?
Aye. £40, but 32 is alright.
So you think this season ticket averaging out at £40 too much? Because it's not every game's against Rangers?
Yeah, but what you got to bear in mind is Celtic only play Rangers twice. They've got 19 fucking games. That leaves 17 other games getting priced at 40 quid. For the sake of 2, bringing the average down. Do the math, man. That's no worth it.
So you don't think Celtic against a good Hearts?
Nah, good Hearts.
You don't think £40 fair?
Celtic won't be playing in the Championship next year, mate.
You don't think £40 fair?
I mean, it's probably fair enough, but honestly, I can see why people are unjust about it. You know, not too happy about it, but obviously, Celtic do need to get through the Champions League playoffs.
We'll put a poll up. That's what we do best.
Yeah, they need to get through the playoffs, but obviously, I mean, that'll be the European package, which seems to go up every fucking year.
What was that last? Well, I suppose it's changed now. It's not free group games.
Rangers was 200, I think. Was it 200? Fuck, 200 seems high, was it?
Was it not 618 last year for the free?
618?
168?
Aye. But there's 4.
Didn't I say 168? I think it was 106.
618.
Oh well, I think it was
619.
No, true. I think it was £168 Rangers were charging for the free games. No,
I bought it. I should fucking know.
No, you should know. Check your bank receipt. Anyway, look, I think it's all right. I mean,
no. I think it was 168 for the 4 games. I think it was 100.
Have you seen the price?
I think it was 100. No, I think it was 42 quid a gate.
Have you seen the price of some of these cinemas that they charge you for a monthly ticket, a season ticket, a monthly ticket?
What, $9.99?
Fuck no.
No, that's the last ones I've been seeing.
Fuck no, you pay about 40 quid.
Fuck that.
A month, aye.
Season ticket for a cinema?
Oh, it's a monthly season ticket.
Oh. Fucking sad, that, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I've got my own wee booth in the cinema.
I think you get like a free drink or whatever. And
free drink.
Small popcorn wherever you go, depending on the cinema. Point I'm making is, I don't think this price is that bad. I don't. And I don't think the £29,
You're in luck here, right? over 65s, 376, and if you're a kid, they've remained the same, 50 quid.
Wait, hold on. So, if you are 64, you're paying Celtic £608, but as soon as you turn 65, you only have to pay them 376.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna spin that's bullshit or something.
Aye.
But the 65, that's like the median retirement age, isn't it? I know it goes up and down in fucking yo-yos, but...
Nah, that's bullshit though.
Why?
No, because if someone goes into 65, if you're standing in the queue at Tesco with a 65-year-old and you both look at this fucking bar of dairy milk, see if it's £1, he doesn't get it for 50p because he's 65. It doesn't work that way. Never worked that way. You know, but he always worked, always like, well, he'll have a pension for that. That's no right. So what you're saying is...
Well, hold on. What about bus and train tickets?
Old people...
They do get concession tickets on...
I don't necessarily agree with that.
But where you draw the line at a chocolate bar,
or kids going free, to be fair. Oh, so old people could be dragging the club down? It would make... Celtic don't want fans over 65.
No, but every club does this. Why are you making it a Celtic thing?
I'm not making... I'm just...
You're like Celtic don't want the over 65. Well, every fucking club does this.
No, but I mean, realistically, let's say that... It's unlikely, but let's say Celtic Park was like 50% over 65. I mean, the amount of money they'd be losing out there is crazy.
Yeah, no, but they're not, though. You know what I mean?
What do you mean they're not? Well, if you are over 65, you're paying almost half the ticket price.
I went on Rangers there, folks, to try and see if there was any prices floating about for Rangers Celtic, but you have to wait until the 28th of April, brother. 4 days away.
I just think that's way too cheap for a 65 season ticket.
So what would you charge them then? 10 grand or something?
I think they should be paying the same as... I just don't see why a 65-year-old should get it for that price and a 64-year-old.
Because they're not working, it's the retirement age, that's what it is.
Hold on, you tell me there's no people on the fucking dole at Celtic Park?
You don't need to fucking ask me that, bro. Of course there fucking is, but...
Oh, he's no working.
This isn't a Celtic thing.
He's no working anymore. Half of these fucks have never worked a day in their life. What are you talking about?
But that's all good, but well, it's not all good. Shiftless bastards. But my point is, every club does this with 65-year-olds. It's a concession age.
I know that. I just didn't realise it. And over the season, it would be that much less.
Well, hold on, right? Say, for example, I get a 36 quid ticket, right? For...
Oh, see your channel membership.
St Johnstone.
See your channel
membership.
see your channel membership. Is it cheaper to join it if you're 65?
No, it's the same price.
Why?
So, Matty Miles, I know you're over the age of 65. It's the same price for you, mate, as it is everybody else. So
hold on, why no? why is a channel membership for a 65-year-old no cheaper?
Yeah, I'll bring out a new membership.
The 65 and over club?
Aye.
Right, fair enough. I'll be 65 by the time Hearts win another fucking league title. How about those apples?
When was the last time they did one?
Oh,
what age would you be actually the last time Hearts won? You would be about 65? Fuck, you would be. Was it not 59,
Fuck,
60?
actually, aye.
There you go then. So you're trying to price out all the coffin dodgers?
Aye, pretty much, aye.
So according to your own logic, you would want nobody that actually experienced the last Hearts title win at Tynecastle. That's pretty much what you've said there. Oh, they're not paying enough.
No, I just don't think it should be that much less. I don't think it should be about half the price.
I think you're a Tynecastle dodger, to be honest. So you are.
Cash dodger.
Cash dodger. Anyway, guys.
Soap dodger. Anyway, that's going to do it.
Here, I think we did a good job dragging out season ticket talks at Parkhead to 20 minutes.
£29 increase. Celtic are right. Look at the seat. I mean, come on. Look at the amount of success that they have.
Yeah, but you know, next season, right? Stevie G and the 49ers could fucking run riot and Celtic could walk away with hee-haw.
Yeah, but alright, well...
Worth it then?
Yeah, but let's say for argument's sake that we get to the summer here and Celtic sign nobody and they sell some of their best players. Let's say that they sell on Hatate and they sell on Maida and they sell on Alistair Johnson, right? And they don't bring in anybody like noteworthy replacing them. And let's say Rangers win the league title and Celtic don't win any of the cups. See if Celtic then went on to try and increase the ticket price by another £29, I'd go, that's ridiculous. There's no way you can expect fans to pay an extra £29.
So you think increase should only merit on performances.
Aye, 100%.
I agree with it. But at what point do you draw the line? Celtic have dominated for years. If they start doing these increases every year, soon the
Well, I'm not
prices.
saying I don't expect
No,
them.
but that is the problem, though, right? Celtic are dominating, right? And say the prices continue to go up similar level. Eventually, Celtic won't dominate. Then what happens? You've priced out a lot of people who can't be arsed with second place. You know what I mean?
See if Celtic had a couple of seasons where they won nothing and they weren't spending money. Praying to God here. And they were
emoji.
and they were selling all their best players and the team was going backwards and the fans were angry. Do you not think they would lower the ticket price?
Sounds like my dream last night.
I think they would.
Yeah, but it's like if you keep increasing it, how much would you need to decrease it if they suddenly fell off a cliff?
£29.
£29. There you have it, guys. Anyway, £29. What would that get you these days?
Fucking half a pizza at Domino's or something.
Buy it by the slice, Tam Mullen style. See, buying it by the slice, that's a very popular thing in America. I don't get that. They're greedy fat bastards.
I don't think Tam Mullen's a buy it by the slice kind of guy. I think he's a
buy it by the
pound
drum.
Iceland fucking box kind of guy.
No.
Iceland price.
No.
I'm not gonna knock the Iceland pizzas. They're alright.
I don't know, bad stuffed crust. You name it.
Right, I think we're done.
You've been stuffed. Till then, boosh.